Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 82 of Lost by James Patterson, so let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Magda had a bad feeling about the man in the fancy clothes. When she looked more carefully at him, she saw that his goatee was dyed blue, and he had a grease smudge on his shoulder of his cream-colored suit. Just the way he scanned the alley made him seem like a predator. She thought he spoke with an accent, but her English wasn't good enough for her to identify where he was from. He was talking to a homeless man who had spent the night in the alley using an empty milk carton as a pillow. The man was smoking a cigarette and sitting on a pallet that had tropical shipping burned into its side. He rocked back and forth slowly, like he was on a ship. Magda smelled the smoke from his cigarette. It barely masked the man's own body odor. The man in the suit asked him, "Have you seen a young woman around here?" "Not regulars. Some girls who would have shown up last night." "We all want young women," said the homeless man. He was balding, and the little hair he had on the sides of his head shot out in crazy patterns. He laughed. His foggy eye moved in unison with his good eye. The homeless man squinted. "Hey, I know you." "I don't know how. I don't volunteer in this shithole. You work at the club over on 4th Street. The ash on the homeless man's cigarette slowly grew. A seagull landed near him and pecked at a french fry on the ground. The man in the suit said, "So what?" The homeless man said, "You told me to get lost one night. You weren't very nice about it." His voice sounded scratchy like an old record, but he got his point across. He was mad. "Did you have the $30 coverage charge?" "I didn't try to get inside the club. I was just sitting on the sidewalk." The man in the suit nodded and said, "Oh, panhandling. Working. Bums scare the customers. We have a certain image. You were nasty to me. Why should I help you now?" The man in the suit reached into his pocket. "For the reward. You helped me find some girls I lost that night, and I give you a wad of cash." The homeless man shook his head. "Bullshit. I don't trust you." He looked around at several of the other men. They were ignoring the whole conversation. "I don't think you'd ever pay, so now it's you who has to leave. This is my alley, and I don't want you bothering me." The man stood on unsteady legs from the stacked pallets. He was much smaller than the other man. The man in the suit just stared. He cut his eyes around the filthy alley to see if anyone intended to help the cocky homeless man. Then the homeless man barked, "Go." He reached up with his left hand and shoved the man. The long ash from his cigarette broke off and floated down onto a crumpled McDonald's coffee cup. The man in the suit seemed astonished that someone would speak to him like that, but he recovered quickly. Magda watched silently as he punched the man with the bad eye. Everyone in the alley looked away, but Magda saw it all, and she knew the man in the suit was searching for her. The man stayed on his wobbly feet and glared at his attacker, then set the man in the suit off again. He shoved the man onto the stacked pallets, then leaned in and slapped the homeless man hard across the face. "Who the hell do you think you are?" he screamed as he punched the man over and over. Magda stared, terrified. She looked over and saw her friendly black man in the red beret. She hoped he wouldn't tell anyone she was there. The man in the suit punched the poor homeless man 6 times in the face. Blood poured out of his nose and lips, and finally one of his ears. It left a wild, dark pattern on the patched asphalt of the alley. He slid off the pallets and lay on the garbage-covered ground whimpering. Flies were already swarming around his bloody face. One fly stuck in the thick blood on the man's cheek. The man in the suit cursed at him and kicked him in the ribs several times. When he was finished, he glared around the alley and asked the other men sitting on broken plastic chairs or stacked boxes. It was a challenge to see if anyone else wanted to cross him. He disappeared around the corner, and a moment later Magda started to cry. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.